I used to believe that success would make life easier. Less stress, more peace, more clarity. But what actually happened is the more successful things became, the harder life actually felt. More responsibility, more expectations, more pressure. And that forced me to confront something that I didn't expect. A lot of what I believed about success was completely wrong. And not just a little off, I'm talking like wrong, in a way that actually made life harder, not better. So, today, I want to walk you through 10 things that I used to believe about success and what I believe now instead. Because if you're chasing success, these might save you a lot of unnecessary pressure. First, I thought more money would equal less stress. I really believe that. Like, if I could just get to the next level financially, things would calm down. But what actually happened? The numbers got bigger, and so did the pressure. More responsibility, more expectations, more people depending on you. Now, don't get me wrong, money solves real problems, but it doesn't solve internal pressure. What I've learned is peace doesn't come from what you make, it comes from how you live and how you think. Number two, I thought busy meant productive. There was a season where my calendar was just jam packed full, and I wore it like a badge of honor. So many meetings and calls and tasks, constant movement, travel. But if I'm honest, a lot of it didn't actually move the needle. It just made me feel important. And now I see it differently. Productivity isn't about doing more, it's about doing what actually matters. And sometimes that means doing less, but better. Three, I thought that success would prove my worth. It runs deeper than most people realize. I thought that if I achieved enough, people would respect me more. And if I were honest, I'd respect myself more. But success doesn't fix identity. If you don't feel like you're enough now, no level of success is going to convince you later. That shift changed a lot for me because now I don't chase success to prove something. I pursue growth from a place of already being secure. Number four, I thought I had to say yes to everything. Early on, I used to believe that every opportunity mattered. Every meeting, every deal, every ask, because what if this is the one? But saying yes to everything means you're saying no to the things that actually matter the most: your time, your energy, your family. What I've learned is that clarity creates better opportunities than availability ever will. Number five, I thought there was a right time. I used to think that there was a perfect moment to make that move, to take that risk, to make a change. But life doesn't really work like that. There is always going to be a reason to wait. More information, more certainty, better conditions. But waiting usually doesn't create clarity. It creates hesitation. The best decisions that I've made were made when things weren't perfect, but the direction was clear. And what's interesting is the next five items I have actually surprised me even more because these weren't just things I believed early on. These were things that I believed even after I started seeing success. And they were the ones that quietly added the most pressure. So here's the next one, number six. I thought growth would feel good. I thought that if I was growing, I'd feel confident and energized and clear. But real growth, it usually feels like pressure, like uncertainty, like stretching in ways that you're not used to. There were seasons where I thought something was wrong, but I was actually just growing. And now I've learned discomfort is not always a sign that you're off track. Sometimes it's the clearest sign that you're exactly where you need to be. Seven, I thought that I needed to have it all figured out. I used to think that the people that were ahead of me, they had everything mapped out. Like they knew exactly what they were doing. But the more people I've met and talked to, the more I've realized nobody has it all figured out. Those people are just willing to take that next step anyway. Confidence, it doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from moving forward without them. All right, number 8. I thought success would create more time. Okay, you can laugh, but this one surprised me. I thought as things grew, I'd have some freedom. I'd have more margin, more control over my own time, but success doesn't automatically create time. It amplifies how you already use it. If you don't have boundaries, success is just going to expose that faster. Now I protect my time differently because time, not money, is the most valuable thing we have. Number 9, I thought winning would feel bigger. I thought the big moments, they'd feel bigger. Like, I don't know, you'd arrive somewhere and think, this is it, I made it. But most wins, they're quiet. You hit a goal and then life keeps moving. And if you're not careful, you miss it. So what I've learned is you have to slow down enough to actually feel the wins, or success just becomes a constant chase. Number 10, I thought success was the goal. This might be the biggest shift of all. I used to think that success was the destination. Like once you got there, everything would make sense. But now I see it differently. Success isn't the goal. It's a byproduct of who you're becoming, of how you live, of what you value. Because at the end of the day, what's the point of building something if it costs you everything that actually matters? If I could go back and talk to an earlier version of myself, I sure as heck wouldn't tell him to work less. And I wouldn't tell him to dream smaller, but I would tell him this: success isn't something you arrive at. It's something that reveals what you believe. And if you believe the wrong things, success actually makes life heavier. But if you believe in the right things, success becomes something completely different, more meaningful, more sustainable, more aligned. And the truth is, I'm still learning this now, even now, because success isn't something you figure out once. It's something you keep redefining. I'd actually be curious, which of these hit you the most? Because chances are that's the one that you're currently wrestling with.